what are you doing? You're watching Bid Nerds, that's what. My name is John Polnik. I'm recording this show from the Container Park in downtown Las Vegas, along with my partner, Michael Deeb, in San Francisco. How the heck are you, Michael Deeb?
Oh, awesome, JP.
That's your cue to say something. Like,
yeah,
I talk, then you talk.
Something. I said something.
Then you say something and I something. Hey guys, welcome to the show. We love having you here at Bid Nerds, your daily nerd out on all the automotive enthusiast auction sites. We dig through all of them. Bring a Trailer, PCar Market, Cars and Bids, and more. We find the most interesting car of the day and we talk about it. We say a few things. We give you our opinion. We spew knowledge. Okay, that's a total lie because we are not knowledgeable at all. We're just a couple of idiots.
We spread rumor.
We spread rumor. Here's what we want to spread. We want to spread Bid Nerds around. We want you to get Bid Nerds all over the place, all up in the cracks and stuff. Hit subscribe, like, notification button right now. Smash the subscribe button if you haven't already. You want to know when the freshest nerds are available. You do not want old, stale, nasty nerds. You want the new nerds, which is the nerds that are right now. Right now, nerds, and here it is. Today's most interesting car that we chose for you through all the auction sites is this beautiful 911. Yeah, we talk about 911s a lot. Get over it. What do we got here?
Yeah. Oh, JP. PCar Market has identified this car in Miami, Florida. A dealer is the seller for this car. But what we're looking at, JP, is a 911 SC, and this is the special edition.
Michael Deeb froze up for a second there. This is the special edition Weissach package. I'm not sure. So we lost you right when you were going to say the Weissach package.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, so this is a special edition, the Weissach. Weissach is the name of Porsche's test track, and there is also a small facility there where they build all their sports and racing cars. So this car is a homage to that place in Porsche, for Porsche in Germany. The Weissach package comes with these interesting things. It's mostly a cosmetic makeover for the car. So what you get is there's 400 copies. The internal order code is M439. It's platinum metallic, sort of a gold paint. It's got this interesting color, JP. They call it Doric gray, and that's the name of the color of the leather and the door cards. And then the Weissachs had red piping on the seats to go with the kind of horrible red carpets. It's so hideous, though. I'm actually starting to like these things. I don't know why. This one looks to be in pretty decent condition. It only has 74,000 miles. The claim is that the seller is the second owner of the vehicle, and the car does come with a COA. So if you really wanted to get down to the nitty gritty, you could identify all of like the engine and transmission number and make sure and confirm that this is in fact a number car. The car also has sports seats, a black headliner, and air conditioning. Check out the Fuchs wheels are also painted to match the color of the car. And like I said, I'm starting to come around and I'm starting to like this thing. I think that's a pretty neat car and probably a lot of car for the money when you consider there's only 400 for the U.S. market. So JP, interestingly, our car closes in just a couple of days. And I know you haven't spoken yet, but I just thought it was worth mentioning because we shake our heads sometimes at PCar Market. Our car is sitting right now with 2 days to close at $18,000, which is the first bid. It's just one bid. This car has only gotten one bid, which I think is kind of crazy. It's worth noting that the exterior of the car looks to be in good condition, and the dash and the carpets look like they're in good condition. But for some strange reason, both the driver's and front passenger seat seem to show a lot of wear and tear. In fact, the driver's seat has a tear in it. Interesting to get your thoughts on that. If the low-cost car and cosmetically looks good, the seats look like they came out of a car with 200,000 miles on them. So what do you think about the Weissach edition, yay or nay? And does the condition of the seats, does it raise an eyebrow like a red flag for you like it does with me? Because it's incongruent with the rest of the condition of the car, in my opinion.
Well, there is evidence of paint work. I don't know if the ad mentions it or not. in some of the pictures in the front, you can kind of see around the windshield and stuff like that. It's definitely now. I don't see any evidence of any accidents or anything like that. As far as the Weissach package goes, I've never really understood the appeal of almost any package that doesn't include performance upgrades. Anytime you have a special version that is just like, oh, here's a cosmetic thing, we're going to put some stitching here or put a label over there, I always think it's just a great way to get money out of stupid people. There's just no reason to spend the extra dough. I mean, is there a performance upgrade that I missed
Nope.
to the Weissach package? Okay, then
Nope. But I would also contest that if this car were a Martini edition and it was white with Martini stickers all over it, you and I would be losing our minds going, how fucking cool is that? Sorry about that swear bomb. But
yeah. No, I don't know if that's the case. I mean, if it was a Martini edition, it had all that stuff on it, but does the Martini version have any difference mechanically?
No.
Then I wouldn't pay extra for it.
Yeah, Porsche does this all the time. The Black Edition, the Endurance Racing Edition, and they are just cosmetic packages. They have nothing in performance. The only performance part on this car is the wing, which I like. That's the Turbo Carrera tail, and that's my favorite wing Porsche ever made. That's it.
Remember how repellent this color used to be? I mean, this is from a 911s. If you wanted to get yourself an air-cooled 911 and you didn't want to spend much money, chances are there was one in this color that was probably 20% less than all the other ones on the market. This color, but it sure looks good with the matching color wheels. This is one of the few cars that looks good when the wheels are the same color.
Yeah, second only to Duty Brown, right?
Yeah, right. I mean, I don't know, but Duty Brown just wasn't that common. This is just old guy. This whole champagne room color, right? It's like it's just the color that the dentist, that Chad with the sweater,
Harold at the country club would drive, right?
Right.
Smells like cigars on the inside.
So maybe this is the color that you want. Maybe you want this car because it's the car that probably wasn't driven. It was just posed in. But right. I don't know. I don't know if that's the case. The problem, I don't know. This car looks, like you said, appears to be in pretty good shape. I'm not terribly concerned about those seats being pretty beat up because that's the part that gets the most wear. I mean, I'm more concerned about the dash being all wavy and gross looking. So that dash needs to be replaced and you and I both agree that bad dashes are just so repellent,
right? And so what we're looking at is a bad dash in Miami. I mean, if this car's been in Miami a long time, then
you can smell this car from here. It's just that is not a space you want to be in. Gotta get this car someplace dry and let it dry out for a while. Did you say it was low miles? I'm sorry, I totally missed that.
74,000 original miles, 2 owners.
Yeah. So. Yeah, and here's the picture I was talking about before, guys. You can kind of see a little bit of overspray on the windshield seal there. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Again, I didn't read the ad, so I don't know if it mentions. So did you read it, Michael? Did they mention paintwork?
I didn't see anything about paintwork.
So here we go once again. Our good friends over at PCar Market just being...
Oh, no, I take it back. This car is believed to have been completely refinished at some point. So I just never saw the word paint, and that's why I missed it.
Okay.
So, yeah, seller notes the rubber seals remain in good condition. A new chin spoiler was fitted before the sale. So
yeah, I'm not even worried about the repaint. This car looks like to be a great driver quality car. I wouldn't worry about pretty much anything that's wrong with it cosmetically other than maybe that dashboard. Get in this thing and rip through it. I would not pay extra money because it's a Weissach. I just don't care. But I know that I am the minority there. I know that a lot of people really do care about that stuff. I'm just personally not one of them. Based on all that, Deeb, where do you think this is going to land when the auction ends?
I agree with JP. There's some cosmetic packages I think some people would like, and ironically, none are coming to mind right now, except maybe I think a Martini 924 would bring a few extra dollars. But for this, I don't even think it would bring 5% more than the Weissach package. It's cool that there's only 400 ever made, but it's not drop dead gorgeous. So, John, again, it's on PCar Market. Is that an Achilles? You and I tend to think it is. More often than not, we see that sometimes cars are held back. So, with a couple days to go, $18,000 on just one bid. car will bring $65,000. And as we've covered it, I am not anywhere near that number. I think this car is going to peter out at $45,000, mainly because he repainted the car, but he didn't repair that seat. I think that the tear in the driver's seat is a bad look for a car that you're trying to retail, and that should have been corrected before it came to market. So I'm going to say $45,000 where it fails to sell and winds up in the bank for some outrageous number like $75,000.
I am in complete agreement that this car is going to FTS. I think it'll bring a little bit more money, though, because Coupe's decent driver. This is a pretty nice Coupe SC, even on PCar Market. Like PCar Market, we like to dump all over because look, our biggest beef with PCar Market is that they have sales pukes out there cruising the classified ads and giving people... Yeah, they're solicited. They want, if you have a Porsche and you put it on a classified somewhere, you're gonna have one of the jerks from PCar Market call you and pretend like they're a buyer, and then flip over and say, "Hey, why don't you sell it on PCar Market?" And I really think that is the slimiest slimeball thing you can do.
They're more aggressive than the Jehovah's Witnesses at this point.
Right? I would sooner let one of those guys into my house than one of the jerks from PCar Market. Yeah, I think I'll go $2,000 more than you're bidding, but I agree. It's gonna it's gonna FTS, and I agree. The guy that has this thing is arguing with somebody over at PCar Market. He's not even an argument because the PCar guys won't even push back. They're just like, "Oh yeah, you want an $85,000 sure reserve? Yeah, you bet." They'll just do it. They just want your stupid $100, and they want the car on in the deal tank. Yeah.
Again, this car closes in 2 days, and it's just got one bid. Can you remember we're that close to an auction closing? It had so little action.
I don't. That's never bothered me at all because I don't understand why anyone would bid early. What is the point of bidding early? Everyone knows that all the bids come in the last couple minutes. Maybe. At least on a car like this, if it were something more obscure, like I have personally bought a car on Cars and Bids once, because Cars and Bids is probably the worst site for that, where you'll actually get the final bid the day before. But certainly not on something as popular as this. I mean, this is a 911, an air-cooled 911 coupe. There's eyeballs on this. Yeah. There are eyeballs on this, but most people that want to buy this car know that you aren't bidding on this and forgetting that you bought it. This is something that's going to close in the last couple of minutes, and it's just going to keep having 2 minutes added to it. If it were go ahead.
I think this car should bring $65,000, but I don't think it's going to happen here. And I wouldn't be surprised if the consignor thinks it's going to bring more than that, which I think is unrealistic. So if this car goes up in the deal tank for anything over $70,000, I'm going to pound my fist and say I told you so. And I don't think it'll get it. It'll run its 21 days in the deal tank, and then it'll just come off by attrition. It's not going to sell at that price. So see if all of these things that we predict on this car come true. So this will be an interesting one to watch.
Hit the subscribe, like, and notification button right now, guys, if you haven't already, and we will find out how much this 911 SC on PCar Market hammers for right after this. Okay, guys, I want to tell you about Vegas Auto Fest. The drivers are coming. This is one of our big sponsors. It's the biggest car show of the year in Las Vegas. It's one of the coolest car shows you can possibly experience anywhere. If you haven't made plans to be part of Vegas Auto Fest on September 17th, then do it now. Go to vegasautofest.com and register your car. You think you're a car enthusiast? Doesn't matter where you live. Plan a trip to Vegas on September 17th and come out and see this show. It's like Monterey Car Week all in a day. Have you ever been to the Quail? Have you ever been to Works Reunion? Have you ever been to Amelia Island? All those car shows are amazing and great. Have you been to Luftkult? Sure, but Vegas Auto Fest is something special. Make a plan for September 17th. We'll see you in Vegas. And we are back. Welcome, everyone. Did you get a chance to go use the can during our quick break? Well, All right. I could see why PCar Market would inspire you to do so. But hey, this car that they're slinging over here, we sure like that a lot more than the platform. What do we got here? Okay. Welcome back, guys. Hit the subscribe, like, and notification button if you haven't already. What happened with this little 911 on PCar?
Dude, they sold it. I can't believe it. They sold it, and it didn't even make it to like the D-Tag. Like, it sold at the close of auction. This is the 1980 911 SC Coupe. This is the Weissach edition. Again, JP, I think you and I agree that a Weissach edition is not worth more than 3% more than a regular SC. There's no real quantifiable difference to suggest that these special editions that all came with the same gold paint, platinum paint, and the tan interior and the red carpets actually bring any more money than a similar SC. However, they only made so many of them. This is one of them. It went PCar Market. You and I were always apprehensive to believe that PCar Market will bring their consignments the money that we know they're looking for. And with that in mind, plus the fact that this car is deep into Florida, Miami, in fact, all the way down there, with 74,000 miles. The thing that pissed me off, John, was the tear in the driver's seat that was not amended or fixed or repaired or whatever. The guy took photos, and he's got an actual tear in the leather on the seat, on the driver's seat. I thought the car would only bring $45,000. You bet the over and said $47,000, and as I mentioned, PCar Market sold the car for $57,000, a whopping 10 grand over yours and 12 grand over my bid.
So our boy Michael Deeb is fuzzing out here. You guys are probably he's back. Look at that, guys. We had a little bit of a technical issue, which happens a lot when we're doing this whole internet thing. Deeb, this man, okay, so tearing the seat brought that much money still. The Weissach edition,
57.
That's just 57 grand is just too much for this car. I'm sorry, it's just an SC. We've seen SCs go for 60 grand. That's not terribly uncommon for really nice ones, but I just don't know why you would pay a premium for some red piping and ugly carpet. I don't know. Maybe it's Miami. The audience for PCar Market is heavy East Coast. The cars that usually sell there are heavy East Coast on that auction site. And I guess this car just kind of like matches the whole PCar brand. What do you think?
I don't know. It's brutal. It's not a good looking car. And I think somebody paid a premium because they bought the whole limited edition thing. I don't think this car is worth nearly 60 grand. To me, 45, and I'd be off it at 45. Like I wouldn't even give you 45 for it. And it brought another 12 grand on PCar Market. So congratulations to the consignor, congratulations to PCar Market, and to the buyer. Obviously he loves the car. He paid top dollar for it. So congratulations to you too.
As a fan of Porsches, some Porsche people are just people I don't like, man. I just straight up don't like you. If you're the person that's like, I'm going to buy this car because it's a limited edition, right? It's like,
I'm like that guy, though. Just so you know, I am that guy. I remember I'm Mr. Trans-Siberia,
Well, I mean, the Trans-Siberia does have a couple of things that are different than the regular GTS, right? I mean, you've got a limited slip differential, you got skid plates, you got a bunch of different. There are at least some physical, tangible differences between, that aren't just stickers. This thing reminds me of what is it? The Boxsters. There was some of those Boxsters that were like black editions or whatever that were just sticker packages, or they called that one Boxster S, I think it was a 2004. They tried to call it a 550 Spider, and it was just a base freaking Boxster. It's like, come on, you guys. It's
we're covering one next week, so we can talk. You can poop all over that car.
And we will be doing that. If you're that kind of Porsche buyer,
I'm gonna buy that car.
I'll see you at the PCA event. When we're
I'm
making
getting that-
fun of you behind your back.
I'm gonna bid on that car live. I'm gonna make you so angry. You're gonna look for a new host.
All right, guys. Well, there it is. What do you think? Do you think Porsches with stickers and cosmetic differences should be worth more money than actual vehicles that have like physical performance differences? Let us know in the comments below. What kind of Porsche guy or gal are you? Are you really a Porsche person if you're buying stickers? I don't get it. Okay, and I'm the guy that puts stickers all over cars. I love that kind of stuff, but I wouldn't pay extra. Anyways, okay, hit the subscribe, like, notification button. We will see you guys on Bid Nerds tomorrow because we do it every darn day.